And hello, YouTube, and welcome back to another episode of The Zone TV Movie Entertainment with me, your host Jonathan, once again bringing you my thoughts and movie review for the brand new retelling of Child's Play. Child's Play 2019, whatever you want to call it, the new rebooted Chucky, people. So, when I first heard they were going to do Chucky, I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. First of all, we never got a proper, send-off for Cult of Chucky. And then I read some articles saying that the first movie was, under MGM, and the rights to that was a very different rights than what Universal has. So this will be a very different Chucky movie, minus certain things that they can not say in this movie. For instance, they can't use the word Charles Lee Ray. They can't use voodoo. Tiffany, all that stuff that we all know what Chucky's for, they can't use. So when they decided to remake it, I was like, okay, let's see what they can do with it, I guess. Probably not going to like it, but you never know. So this Child's Play movie has Andy, who's just a typical average kid, whose mom, she kind of works at the supermarket and kind of like a Walmart, if you will, I guess, where it has everything. So he ends up getting this doll, which is Chucky, and it's voiced by Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker, the Joker. So this doll can basically control all your, products that it came from. The company that created Chucky was Castle, something like that. I forgot the name of it. And it can control pretty much anything you have from TVs. It can get you an Uber ride, and all that kind of stuff with just a click of your phone. You can use it to make Chucky do whatever. And he kind of, and the kid Andy, he's a little bit older than he was in the original one. Instead of being 4, he's like maybe 13, 12 even, maybe. And then, of course, Chucky, the one that he gets, kind of is defective and then ends up being kind of nuts and becoming a psycho killer. Okay, so that's basically the legit of what this movie is about, because things happen, obviously, in the movie where Chucky goes crazy and starts killing people. So what did I thought about it? Well, for instance, for one thing, I don't like that original Child's Play movie. I remember growing up as a kid, Chucky used to scare the heck out of me. Out of any other horror slasher monster, villain, or whatever, he scared me the most. Worse than Freddy Krueger, Jason, Michael, all those guys. Even Leprechaun for some weird reason. Growing up, Chucky was the one that really scared the hell out of me. As I got older, loved the Chucky movies. To Cult, I love all of them. Every single one. I never liked the first one. I like it, but it's not exactly the scariest one. So watching this one, I was like, and I saw the trailer, I was like, please don't let him be, because he's supposed to be an AI robot thing. I didn't want him to be puppets with CGI, excuse me, and he's a robot, but made him look like he's actually walking like a robot. But for a remake, it's not terrible, but it's also not great. The first half of this movie, I cannot stand. I do not like the first half of this movie. Only because I felt like they were trying to make fun of it, as in, oh yeah, Chucky's funny, and he's heartwarming, and all of this and this and that. Once you get past the way his look is, it's like, ugh. Because when you first see him, especially when he moves his mouth, it's like, wow, it's kind of laughable. So I sat there and I watched it. I'm like, okay, is this going to get annoying with his face? It kind of does in the whole first half. But then you get used to it, and then by the second and third act of the movie, he's actually pretty cool. The voice, Mark Hamill did a great job, because I'm pretty sure a lot of people, including myself, we all thought he's going to use the Joker voice. We're going to hear, he doesn't really use the Joker voice. We all know it's Mark Hamill, and he is the Joker, but he used his actual voice, and he made it subtle to make it look like creepy, but not like creepy Joker. So we got to see that, and it was pretty much interesting, and I liked it a lot, and it worked, and the killings were fun. Audrey Plaza plays Andy's mom. She was fun in the movie. She's not a big main star, but she's in Legion, so I like her in that show. But she's pretty cool in this. She's been in a couple of good movies, but she did a really good job. And his friends in the movie really good. The third act I think was the best part because you got to see all the cool killings. And like I said, it was a lot more in this movie than even in the original one. So for me, Chucky worked and it didn't work, but I still enjoyed it. So I actually like this one better than the original one. So like I said, it's not terrible. If you can get past his face and the way he moves his mouth and all that stuff in the first act, and you can get through that and watch the second and third act, it works. It really works, and I really like the way he killed people, the way he functioned more, and the way how he started turning even more evil in this movie. Because it even showed it in this movie where he starts developing how he wants to become who he is, and it worked. And I thought it was really cool. But you know, like I said, Chucky movies, you know, the original Chucky movies, those are all my favorites, minus the first one, obviously. Still waiting for that. They're still gonna do those movies. They're still gonna do Chucky. What are we up to? 8, 9, whatever. And apparently they're doing a TV show with the original Chucky and the Chucky voice, so they're gonna do that. No references to that Chucky at all. This is completely different. He's AI. He's very, very, you know, his own personality. Mark Hamill, I think he did a really good job with the voice. Audrey Plaza did a really good job. The kid who played Andy did a really good job too. I liked how his emotion in the movie was how kind of like triggered Chucky, and also how his anger also kind of helped him be a person to stand up to Chucky. So that worked. And like I said, the second and third act were the strongest acts for me personally. I just did not like that first act. I thought that first act was not only horrible because it felt like they were trying to make Chucky look like he's your best friend, and then the whole movie's gonna be him just being your friend, and in the end he's gonna kill like 3 or 4 people and then set up for a sequel. No, first act past that, and then 2 and 3 is where he starts going crazy and then getting kind of nuts, and it's great, and I thought it was cool. So leave me a comment below, let me know what you guys thought about it, and stay tuned for more. Thank you very much and have a good day.